Hello and welcome in. I've decided to put all the legendaries on the one video today. Unfortunately, due to family circumstances, I didn't get a chance to upload any yesterday. And for that, I apologise. This is very interesting here. I've left this in, even though we don't catch Sidewinder, and you'll see why. And I'd love to hear anyone else has happened to anybody else, or has anyone any comments on what happens here? You see where we are, and you see what happens. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. And later on in the video, you'll see K.P.D. We bully him in, and we're well up there, and that doesn't happen. So is it something that's wrong with Xbox, or is there an issue? I know other people have had problems with him as well. 4.0 hook on jig and rod with worm. You see where we are, and this is where we were casting to that area there, and the main outpost as per usual. But I'd love to hear your comments, guys. I'd love to know if it's happened to someone else. So let's move on to Norway now. K.P.D, Kyle Paul the Dominator. What I did was I came down to the dock, and literally where we're fishing now, I drove out and away to my right as we're looking at it, and circled back around, and then started fan casting in towards the dock and off to the right there from there, and that's where I caught him. As you know, he can spook easily, and therefore I didn't want to be causing too much trouble by driving straight out to this spot. So I drove, as I said, along the coast, and I just fan casted along where I'm showing you now. I didn't want to fish from the dock. I know others have got broken off because there's the dock poles and stuff there that are there. So I just felt the boat would be easier and try and bring him from there. We use, sorry there, we used the 4 swim bait with the spinning rod. That's all we used. You see where we were, and I drove out there, came around to here, and then just fished away and fan cast along as I normally do my 2 and 3 feet movement along to the right from the dock. You saw where we fast travelled to, and the main outpost as per usual. So let's head on now to Spain. Alejandro Magno. I didn't have much trouble with this guy at all. I'm basically using the same rod, basic setup, but this time I'm using a 2.0 frog. Anything that twitches, this guy will go for. But I find the frog is very good for this guy, and I don't move away from that. Every time I'm set up for him, it's the 2.0 frog I use. I will move around here just to show the some of the landmarks, because it can be hard at times to know exactly that you're in the right spot, or, you know, I find that sometimes not knowing can be more frustrating than not catching. You keep, second guessing yourself or whatever. But as I said, it's the spinning rod with the 2.0 instead of the 4.0 swim bait for the Kyle Paul. You see where we are. Now you see where we fast travel to. Just drove down to here, grabbed the boat and drove out. There's our fast travel point. Now you'll see how little I know the map. This is not the main outpost. In fact, this is the main outpost. There we go. Not a map I spend a lot of time on, to be quite honest with you. So Africa it is. Now here we're using the bottom rods with the stands, and it worked brilliantly. We have a 2.0 with pellet on here, and on the other rod I had the white wafer. I tried for him on the boat, but absolutely no luck at all. So I said I'd try this, and it worked a treat. No, I did see Split doing this. I have to say this wasn't my idea. It was actually Split. He was doing it on stream this morning. Unfortunately, I had to go away, so I don't know if he was successful in catching, but no, in Split he certainly was. You see where the 2 rods are, or the second rod was there, and you saw where I parked the boat. And again, this is what I used, was a 2.0 with pellet, and the other rod had the 2O with the white wafer. Another combination, the same combination actually we'll be using on Japan, but the only difference will be the 4O hook rather than the 2O hook. To see where we are on the side of the island. Now I had to move down to where I was because the rods wouldn't take where the boat was. Main outpost as per usual. So as I mentioned already, here we are heading for Japan. Now I headed up here to where this big rock is. I wasn't fishing through all the crud that's on our left there. The bits of trees and everything else. I'd already been broken off, as you saw at the start of the vid, and I wasn't being broken off again. And I was able to set my rods up, and within a few minutes, here we go. And I wasn't here very, very long at all. But this double rod really does help the situation. I have to say it really is a gift. And you see here, we get him in. It wasn't much of a fighting, but I just didn't need you. You didn't need to be sitting around watching me pulling in a fish. Was I disappointed? Yes, I have to say I am disappointed with this fish. I think we could have had way better legendaries, or certainly way better legendary than this. I don't wish to sound disingenuous, but I think the artists have let themselves down, and I think the game needs better than this. This just looks like an ordinary diamond. It actually looks worse than a diamond. I think the diamonds actually look better. But that's just my opinion, and I don't mean to sound disrespectful, because I'm not. I'm just saying what my opinion is. You see where we are here on the side of the island. I'm way above where the guys that I have watched are fishing for him. They're fishing through all those logs and twigs and everything else. I'm not doing that. You also saw there where we parked the boat. We parked it way away and then walked over to where we needed to be. And walked up very quietly and very easily. You see here now, the traits easily spooked with a sun lover. So midday, and as I said, be careful when you come up to him. Walk up handy, set up your gear quietly, and I think you will have luck. Main outpost, as we saw where the post office was, and plenty of places. So guys, tight lines, happy fishing, and thanks so much for watching.